In a world where superficial relationships often take center stage, the true essence of what it means to be a respected and respectful man can get lost in the shadows of desire and conquest. Today we will dive deep into the journey of recognizing and reclaiming one's own value, highlighting the crucial importance of respect over mere sexual access. This is not just a guide for seduction. It is a manifesto to revolutionize the way men perceive themselves and are perceived in their interpersonal relationships. From an early age, many men are conditioned to believe that their worth is measured by the number of romantic or sexual conquests they accumulate. This social pressure to prove themselves often leads them to compromise their own values and self-respect in exchange for fleeting moments of pleasure. But what happens when those moments pass? Often, all that remains is emptiness and the disturbing sensation of having lost something more valuable: self-respect. Every day, I receive messages from distressed men, confused about why, despite strictly following seduction advice that promises to turn them into human magnets, they feel unsatisfied. They report situations where they have yielded to the demands and whims of partners who clearly do not respect them, all out of fear of being alone or losing access to sex. These accounts are not just isolated stories. They reflect a crisis of identity and self-worth that many men face. The issue is clear. The relentless and unbridled pursuit of external approval and immediate satisfaction is corroding the foundation upon which true self-esteem and confidence should be built. However, it is possible to reverse this trend. It is possible to cultivate unwavering confidence that is not anchored in the number of conquests, but in integrity and self-respect. As we delve deeper into the dynamics of modern relationships, we encounter a disturbing pattern that has permeated the experience of many men. Often, they find themselves trapped in relationships where disrespect has not only become common but somehow expected. This scenario is fueled by a distorted understanding of gender interactions, where disrespectful behaviors are tolerated under the veil of conquest and desire. Consider the case of a follower who shared his experience through a distressing message. He described how his partner often minimized his achievements, criticized his choices, and ignored his emotional needs. Deep down, he knew this was unacceptable, but the fear of losing the partnership and facing loneliness kept him paralyzed, unable to confront or end the toxic relationship. Like him, many men have reported similar situations where they feel undervalued, but remain due to fear or a lack of confidence in their own worth. This fear of confrontation does not arise out of nowhere. It is the result of a long history of insecurities, where external validation has become more important than self-respect. In an ideal world, relationships would be partnerships of mutual respect and admiration, but the reality many men face is quite different. They find themselves in a vicious cycle of accepting less than they deserve, in an attempt to fill a void that only true self-respect can satisfy. Another example is from another follower who wrote to me about how he felt obligated to always say yes to his girlfriend, even when it meant going against his own principles. He observed that the more he yielded, the less she seemed to respect him. These accounts are alarming but not unique. They reflect a worrying dynamic where the man, in an attempt to maintain harmony, ends up sacrificing his integrity. It is essential to understand that such behaviors are not isolated incidents but symptoms of a culture that often values immediate pleasure above mutual respect. Unmasking this pattern is the first step toward transforming not just individual interactions but the entire structure upon which relationships are built. The cost of not valuing oneself is high and affects not just intimate relationships but all spheres of a man's life. The lack of self-valuation can manifest in subtle ways, but its consequences are profoundly corrosive. It seeps into self-esteem, eroding confidence and limiting individual potential. A tangible example of this dynamic is seen in the life of Richard, a young man promising in his career, but who, in his personal relationships, found himself constantly trying to please his partner to the point of denying his own needs and desires. Richard recounted how his constant attempts to keep the peace, avoiding confrontations over disrespectful behaviors, led him into a spiral of self-questioning and doubt. He began to question his own worth, his competence, and even his right to express dissatisfaction. This is a classic example of how a lack of self-valuation can spread like a disease, affecting every area of a person's life. The loss of self-esteem is just the beginning. Men who do not value themselves may also begin to develop symptoms of anxiety and depression, as the constant denial of their own needs creates an internal conflict that is both chronic and debilitating. Mental health, often overlooked in discussions about relationships, is crucial for maintaining a balanced and fulfilling life. Additionally, this lack of self-valuation has a direct impact on how a man presents himself to the world. His posture, his decisions, and the way he interacts with others. both in professional and social settings, are all influenced by his self-image. When a man does not feel valuable, he is less likely to take initiatives, defend his ideas, or seek opportunities for personal and professional growth. Finally, the impact also extends to future generations. Men who do not learn to value themselves can inadvertently pass these insecurities to their children, perpetuating a cycle of lack of confidence and self-respect. It is essential to break this cycle, recognizing and confronting these issues, not just for oneself but also for the well-being of future generations. At the heart of the matter, understanding and cultivating self-respect is essential for any man who wishes to transform his life and his relationships. Self-respect is not just an abstract concept but a daily practice that shapes the way a man interacts with the world around him. This section will unveil how to strengthen this self-respect and the positive changes it can bring. Take, for example, the story of Andrew. After years of tolerating disrespectful behavior from his partner, he decided it was time for a change. By beginning to value himself more, Andrew established clear boundaries in his relationship. He communicated his expectations and made it clear that certain behaviors would no longer be tolerated. This change was not easy and led to initial conflicts, but it eventually resulted in a significant improvement in the quality of his relationship. His partner began to respect him more and treat him with the consideration he deserved. Andrew's story illustrates a crucial point. Self-respect invites respect from others. When a man respects himself, he not only elevates his own dignity but also sets a standard for how he expects to be treated. This doesn't mean demanding perfection or adopting an authoritarian stance, but rather communicating his needs and expectations clearly and assertively. Furthermore, self-respect has a cascading effect on other areas of a man's life. It influences his career, his friendships, and his mental health. Men who respect themselves are more likely to seek relationships that are truly enriching and to distance themselves from toxic situations that compromise their integrity. They become more attractive not only to potential partners but also to professional and social opportunities, as they emanate confidence and self-assurance. Self-valuation is also a powerful tool against insecurity and doubt. It enables a man to face challenges with a stance of strength and certainty, knowing that his value is not defined by external opinions or sporadic rejections. The journey to unwavering self-respect and genuine confidence is paved with ongoing commitment to personal development and self-awareness. For men seeking to transcend the limitations imposed by insecurities and toxic relationships, it is essential to adopt practices that cultivate robust self-esteem and a deep understanding of their own values and capabilities. 1. Daily meditation and reflection. Start or end your day with a moment of reflection. Use this time to meditate on your achievements, struggles, and future goals. This practice helps to center the mind, reduce stress, and maintain focus on personal priorities, while promoting a deeper connection with your true needs and desires. 2. Set personal goals. Define clear and tangible goals in different areas of your life, whether in health, career, or personal relationships. Setting and achieving goals not only strengthens self-esteem but also proves to yourself that you are capable of accomplishing what you set out to do. 3. Seek constructive feedback. Engage with friends, family, or mentors who can offer honest and constructive feedback on your life and behavior. This feedback is vital for self-awareness and for adjusting behaviors that may be hindering your personal growth. 4. Continuing education. Invest in your ongoing education, whether through books, courses, or workshops that expand your worldview and skills. Knowledge is a powerful tool that boosts self-confidence and prepares you to face challenges with greater competence and assurance. 5. Care for physical and mental health. Physical and mental health are fundamental to self-esteem. Exercise regularly, eat healthily, and seek professional help if emotional or mental issues are affecting your quality of life. A healthy body and mind directly reflect in your self-image and how you present yourself to the world. 6. Time for hobbies and passions. Dedicate time to activities you love. Developing skills and hobbies or passions not only enriches life but also helps build a sense of identity and competence outside of interpersonal relationships. 7. Practice of gratitude. Make a conscious effort to practice gratitude. Recognizing the good things in your life, even on difficult days, can significantly alter your perspective and improve your emotional well-being. Through these practical actions, you can begin to forge a path towards a life of greater satisfaction and self-respect. By developing a deeper understanding of who you are and what you are capable of, you naturally start to demand and attract the respect you deserve from others. Now that we have established the foundations of self-awareness and self-valuation, it is crucial to discuss how these qualities translate into concrete actions, especially in terms of demanding respect in all areas of life. Self-mastery is the first step to changing how others perceive and interact with you. 1. Assertive communication. The basis for demanding respect starts with the ability to communicate your needs, desires, and boundaries clearly and assertively. It's not about being aggressive, but about being direct and honest in your communication. This includes saying no when necessary and expressing disagreement in a respectful and well-founded manner. 2. Set clear boundaries. Define and maintain firm boundaries in your relationships. Be explicit about what is acceptable and what is not, and be consistent in upholding these boundaries. This shows that you respect yourself enough not to allow transgressions against your principles and well-being. 3. Recognize and avoid toxic relationships. Learning to identify signs of a toxic relationship is essential. If you find yourself frequently diminished, unfairly criticized, or if your feelings and needs are constantly ignored, these are clear indicators that the relationship is unhealthy. Having the courage to step away from such dynamics is a proof of self-respect. 4. Respond to disrespect with composure. When confronted with situations of disrespect, maintain your composure. Responding emotionally can be seen as a weakness. Instead, use logic and calm to handle the situation, demonstrating that you not only respect yourself but also respect the process of resolving conflicts in a mature manner. 5. Value your integrity above all. Never compromise your integrity to please others or to maintain a false harmony. If your actions are aligned with your values, then you are on the right path regardless of external opinions. 6. Seek support when needed. Demanding respect can be challenging, especially if you are accustomed to a more passive behavior pattern. Seeking support from friends, family, or professionals can provide the strength and guidance needed to make these changes. By adopting this new stance, you not only improve the quality of your relationships but also set a standard of treatment that you consider acceptable. This, in turn, attracts healthier and more respectful interactions, both personally and professionally. We have reached the core of our discussion, where true freedom and mutual respect stand out as essential foundations for any healthy relationship. This is not just the end of a chapter, but the beginning of a new era in the life of a man who chooses to value himself and demand the respect he deserves. The freedom to be yourself. When a man learns to value and respect himself, he gains an incomparable freedom. This freedom is not just the absence of restrictions, but the presence of authentic choices. You can now choose partners who desire you not just for your superficial attributes but who value you for your essence. Reciprocally, you also begin to appreciate people for who they really are, beyond their appearances or what they can offer. Attracting mutual respect. By demonstrating self-respect, you set a standard that attracts individuals of equal caliber. People who also value mutual respect and are willing to build relationships based on honesty and integrity. This is the foundation for any lasting and deeply satisfying relationship, whether romantic, professional, or platonic. Call to action. Now is the time to put into practice everything you've learned. Start by setting small goals that reinforce your self-respect and self-esteem. Whether it's defending a point in a discussion with respect, expressing your needs clearly, or simply saying no when something does not align with your values. Every step you take towards self-respect is a step towards a richer and more rewarding life. I encourage each of you to reflect on areas of your life where respect may be lacking and to take conscious steps to restore this balance. It is not an easy path, but it is extremely rewarding. Remember, respect starts within you and radiates outward, touching everyone with whom you interact. As you progress on this journey, stay firm in your principles and open to learning and growing. The world is ready to respect those who respect themselves, and each of you has the power to shape this world, starting with yourself. If you enjoyed this content and want to continue transforming your approach to confidence and seduction, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. This way you won't miss any of our videos and will continue on the path to becoming a man of value, mastering the arts of male supremacy and seduction. Join our community that challenges norms, questions intentions, and empowers itself every day. Subscribe now and take control of your love life and personal life.